Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We have some clarity because Bitcoin gave us that fifth wave that we discussed in the previous video. We also talked about a possible B wave top. That doesn't work out anymore. We have very clear 5 waves up since the 15th of March low. So 5 up indicates, it can't really be a B wave, especially as it's a pretty clear 5 wave move to the upside. So that gives us clarity in the sense of it's probably not a B wave top. However, we have a very, very full 5 wave move now. There are 2 possibilities how we can count it. Both are bullish, and against the 21,540 level, we can focus on higher. So the trend continues to be up. Not too much of a surprise, as I did label all of this as a 5 wave up already. A week ago, we did hold our green support area. That was the main support area. We highlighted to you that, first of all, Bitcoin's daily RSI was in the oversold range. That is one of the OG signals for Bitcoin, that Bitcoin typically starts a significant rally. That worked out quite nicely. You were very well prepared in this community for a rally. To at least close to the 30k region. Maybe we will even go higher because at the moment we can count this wave 2 as complete. And as I said to you, if we hold this wave 2 support area and then also break above the wave 1 high, new bear market lows will get very unlikely. And I think, well, maybe not very unlikely, but they certainly have now reduced in probability. That's certainly something that is worth mentioning. But again, that's, by the way, that was the dog in the background. That was very well known that should we hold this wave 2 support area, we might not see new bear market lows again. It is, of course, still possible. The market can do anything really, but in the very short term, I don't see that. That's why I already highlighted to you, I think it was in yesterday's video, that I'm currently ignoring the bearish count because we have a lot of long setups, and it was fairly, I don't want to say easy, nothing is easy, but straightforward to trade this here long. I mean, the area was certainly big and green enough, and we also highlighted that daily RSI signal several times, and we are now on track to possibly 30k and more. Let's see, but I think in the short term a pullback could occur. I always need to mention that so that people don't ape in, but there is a direct bullish breakout count and one where we get a pullback and then rally. But in both, as long as the support levels are holding, the trend is up. The short-term support is here 21,540. Against that, we can focus on higher. It doesn't mean we have to get into this region. I cannot control the markets, but it means that if we get into this region, I think it would be an interesting pullback trade for the upside. Also, I had a few comments, people saying that Bitcoin's RSI is now overbought. Now, that's absolutely true. But, and that's maybe something, those are really important information, pieces of information you get here. I mean, that the daily RSI is typically a very reliable bottom signal. That is something worth knowing. It is not always the case with all assets. Bitcoin's is on the daily RSI. The oversold range is very reliable to prepare people for a rally. And it rallied within a few, well, let's see from here, within a few days from oversold to overbought. Now, don't make the mistake to sell into overbought levels on the RSI. We talked about that many times. We talked about it in the membership, in specific live streams about the relative strength index and how to use it together with Elliott Wave. While the bottom signal is very reliable for Bitcoin, which is also why I pointed it out very clearly, and hopefully as a result of that, you also made some good trades, the top signals are not reliable. So the overbought range does not always indicate a top. It just simply doesn't. I mean, had you just in Bitcoin's history sold what you had into overbought ranges, I mean, look at this here on the 8th of August 2020, right? You would have missed the entire rally. Okay, so be aware, overbought means nothing. Oversold means everything. That's why I highlighted it to you. I don't highlight overbought ranges very often. RSI is useless in terms of being overbought. However, it is useful in terms of oversold, and that it provides a bottom signal, and it's useful in terms of identifying divergences. So hopefully that's something that will help you in the future. But yeah, we've got 5 waves up now. So what does that mean? First of all, we reached our first wave 5 target, and that's where the price is hovering. It broke briefly above it. So already above 28,120. As we broke above it, there's certainly a chance to reach the next target at 29K and then 30,500. That is quite a bit though. Let's see, we get some volatility this week anyway, with a lot of announcements and some economic data that's coming out. And it will be an interesting week. I'm looking forward to it. Now we have 2 scenarios. Now that the B wave top is invalidated, what are the 2 scenarios? Let me take the targets off the chart. But yeah, we have the scenario that this indeed was a wave 1, the move that started on the 10th of March. That's been the original, let's call it primary expectation, that we are going to turn around in the green support area, which worked, and that we're going to rally in a wave 1 to the upside. Happened. The wave 2 was, however, unnaturally shallow. So yeah, I'm still considering this was not the wave 2, but let's first talk about this scenario. So a wave 1 up, a wave 2 down, and that this would now be another wave 1 up and a wave 2 down. And we could then rally from there in a third of a third rally. That would be a super bullish escalation chart and scenario, yeah. And this is a scenario where we will not get a deep pullback and will probably rally quite quickly to 30K and beyond. Be aware of that. That is technically possible. In this particular scenario, if you're looking for a pullback in a 1-2-1-2 scenario, if we want to get a pullback and maybe enter, you would have the area between 26.2 and 24.8. Well, 24,202 and 24,889 as relevant support area. But this is really only for a 1-2-1-2 setup. If we drop below that, we'll fall back into the main support area, which is this one here, which basically includes the idea that all of this was a wave 1. That's possible as well. The low here that was made on the 15th of March was shallow enough to be a wave 4, to give us a wave 5, complete 5-wave move. And then this pullback or this support area is measured based on that. So as long as 21,543 is holding, we can generally focus here on higher. Yeah, which there's no guarantee we get into this yellow area. So I would be extremely careful with a short trade. I would also be careful with selling everything. We talk so many times about possible core positions, because the thing is, if crypto goes, it can go very quickly. So having core positions that aren't necessarily touched, having the hardware wallet, cold wallet positions, and having some short-term trading positions, they're all things that make sense. Also, my trading bot is going to hit the ceiling shortly, so I'm going to probably switch it off or adjust the range. We'll do that tomorrow to tire today. All of that adds up and it's looking good. And let's see. I have no indication at the moment that the top is in. So it can still rally higher in this 5th wave. I gave you the next targets. But if we break below that wave 4 low here, which is at 26,650, I think we have an indication of a more substantial top in place here and we'll get a pullback. Doesn't mean this is bearish or anything. It just means there's a short-term pullback. Pullbacks in an uptrend always offer opportunities. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.